crazy skinny boy lighting up the MMA scene with an unorthodox style and a flair for dramatic finishes. Sugar-coated assassin? Meet Sean O'Malley, the American sensation whose journey from the small town of Helena to the grand stage of the UFC is nothing short of cinematic. O'Malley is more than just flashy fights. He's got the highlight reel knockouts, crazy hair color, weird tattoos, and the online trash talk that keeps fans buzzing. Is he the most electrifying fighter of his generation? You be the judge. Just don't blink or you might miss the KO. O'Malley's precise and agile fighting style, along with his killer techniques, have created a persona beyond traditional fighting. His story inspires the fight community, resonating with ambition, self-belief, and the pursuit of excellence. Let's begin with his journey. Born on October 24, 1994 in Helena, Montana, Suga's journey into MMA has been interesting. Growing up in a city far removed from the bright lights of the UFC, O'Malley's path to stardom was filled with tough challenges.
Welcome to the Sugar Show! This is my show!
His early life was a humbling beginning, marked by a passion for combat sports and a vision that stretched beyond the limitations of his hometown. Every chapter of Sean "Suga" O'Malley's story comes with a bold disclaimer. His path isn't the one for everyone to follow. Dropping out of high school in his sophomore year, O'Malley chased a dream that seemed almost impossible. Instead of continuing the traditional path, he enrolled in a boot camp to obtain a GED. However, his time there was short-lived as he was expelled following a fight. Oops, what went bad there, man? O'Malley then enrolled in another high school, seeking a different educational environment. For him, the world was simple. O'Malley didn't understand the necessity to fill his mind with things he'd forget the minute he walked out the door. However, fighting captivated him, consuming his passion and leaving no room for anything else. School? That was another story. School just wasn't for me, O'Malley said a few days ahead of his clash in Las Vegas. Back then, I felt like it was all just pointless. I wasn't into what we were being taught. Felt like I was just wasting my time when I could be doing something more meaningful. That something more meaningful turned out to be fighting, a path that quickly propelled him into the spotlight. Despite Helena, Montana not being known for producing MMA stars, O'Malley still recalls "What about me?" as a playful nod to his rise from the small town. Curious about how he got into fighting? You can't believe it. O'Malley was 16 then, enjoying vacations in Utah with his family. Want to hit up a fight gym? His friend called and inquired. Without hesitation, O'Malley replied, "Yeah, sure," diving into the world of fighting with zero experience. "I fell in love with it from day one and just couldn't stop," he recalled. Young Suga had no clue, though, what to do, unfamiliar with basic stances, fighting techniques, or footwork. Yet he trusted his instincts, letting them guide his movements. Surprisingly, it clicked, and he kept at it. School never captured his attention the way fighting did. "If I wasn't fighting, I have no idea what I'd be doing," he said once. "Before fighting, my dreams were all about the NFL, chasing fame and fortune," O'Malley admitted. "Quickly realizing my slim frame wasn't cut out for football, I was lost. That's until I found fighting. Suddenly, everything clicked. I knew this was my path to success, and everything has just unfolded just as I envisioned." Reflecting on his early days, O'Malley recalled how his first coaches, including Johnny Aho, instilled in him the belief that he could take on anyone, even the likes of George St. Pierre. "They made me believe in my destiny to win," he said. "The dream always seemed a million miles away," O'Malley added, "but I knew inside I had what it takes to make it big." Hardly resembling a natural-born puncher, Sean began his amateur career at 18 and quickly proved himself a creative striker. Even early on, the novice newcomer was a star back home in Montana. With a record swelling with finishes, O'Malley turned pro in 2015. 2 years passed, and the undefeated American achieved 6 victories with 5 stoppages. O'Malley trained in Glendale, Arizona at the MMA lab led by head trainer John Crouch. Starting off his career in his home state of Montana, O'Malley had his first 5 fights there. His nickname Sugar was given to him by one of his MMA coaches in Montana. He then moved to North Dakota to fight and eventually joined the Legacy Fighting Alliance. In May 2017, Suga completed the prestigious regional promotion LFA, where he collided with David Nuzzo, who had a respectable 9-1 record. O'Malley felt loose from the get-go, and high-amplitude kicks started flying. Less than 2 minutes in, Sean left an overhand imprint on the rival's face, followed by a Crow Cop special. Nuzzo covered and pressed forward. However, that decision had consequences. O'Malley dusted him off with a spectacular wheel kick and set off into the UFC. There, he gained recognition for a spectacular knockout, which caught the attention of highlight reels. After his win over Nuzzo, O'Malley earned a spot on Dana White's Contender Series 2 when he took on Alfred Kashakian. It wasn't just a fight, it was a launch pad for a superstar. O'Malley, known for his unorthodox southpaw stance and unpredictable footwork, immediately established his range and peppered Kashakian with jabs and leg kicks. Kashakian, a grappler at heart, tried to close the distance and take the fight to the ground, but O'Malley's superior striking kept him aside. Midway through the round, O'Malley landed a perfectly timed right hand that sent Kashakian crashing to the canvas. Once he did it, O'Malley was sure that he's done it.
Welcome to the Sugar Show. This is my show.
O'Malley beat Kashakian with a stunning knockout in the first round and was awarded a UFC contract. Here comes his UFC promotional debut. It was against Terry and Ware on December 1st, 2017 at the Ultimate Fighter 26 finale. His opponent, Ware, represented a seasoned veteran looking to gatekeep the newcomer. But Suga wasn't about to be denied. Both fighters continued their hit-and-run tactics in the first 2 rounds, landing clean shots while avoiding each other's counters. In round 3, Ware, desperate to turn the tide, pushed forward, but O'Malley remained composed. Finally, the judges favored O'Malley's clean striking and tactical approach, awarding him a hard-fought, unanimous decision victory. Next, he faced Andre Sukumtat on March 3, 2018 at UFC 222. The first 2 rounds were a barrage of punches, jabs, and kicks. Disaster struck for O'Malley in round 3 as he rolled his ankle, visibly hindering his movement. Despite the pain, he displayed incredible grit, fighting on one leg and utilizing takedowns to control the fight. Sukumtat pressed on, but O'Malley's determination and tactical adjustments earned him the round. He won the fight by unanimous decision. Can you recall his post-fight interview? He was down on the mat and speaking about the fight.
The inside of it, I can't feel it. It went numb and I couldn't even step on it. I think it was a question mark kick. Oh, it really hurt.
The fight of the night bonus further solidified the thrilling nature of the encounter, etching it into UFC history. O'Malley competed at Quintet Ultra as a member of Team UFC on December 12, 2019. In the opening round of the competition, he defeated Takanori Gomi via guillotine choke. However, in the subsequent round, he suffered a defeat against Hector Lombard, who submitted him with an ankle lock. Have you seen it? It was something more than brutal. The team advanced to the next round and faced Team Strikeforce. He went to a draw with former Strikeforce champion Gilbert Melendez, both being eliminated from the round. Team UFC ended up winning the tournament. O'Malley's road to stardom continued at UFC 248 on March 7, 2020, where he faced the experienced and hard-hitting Jose Alberto Quiñones. In round 1, O'Malley, true to form, started with his southpaw stance and footwork, keeping Quiñones at bay with jabs and leg kicks. The turning point came mid-round when O'Malley landed a perfectly timed spinning elbow that caught Quiñones flush on the chin. O'Malley pounced on the dazed Quiñones, unleashing a barrage of punches and a powerful head kick until the referee stepped in to stop the fight. This knockout win established O'Malley as a legitimate contender in the bantamweight division. This victory earned him his first Performance of the Night bonus. This fight marked a pivotal moment in O'Malley's journey, setting the stage for even bigger challenges and brighter lights in the UFC. What's next? O'Malley faced former WEC bantamweight champion Eddie Wineland at UFC 250 on June 6, 2020. The fight seemed relatively measured, with both fighters exchanging cautious strikes. However, with just over a minute remaining in the round, everything changed. O'Malley unleashed a perfectly timed punch. He did it. O'Malley refrained from any unnecessary follow-up strikes, showcasing his maturity and respect for his opponent. This shocking knockout cemented O'Malley's place as one of the most exciting young talents in the UFC. O'Malley laced up against Marlon Vera in the co-main event of UFC 252 on August 15, 2020. Here, Suga tastes defeat and faces a new hurdle. Midway through the round, Vera landed a powerful calf kick that visibly impacted O'Malley's mobility. O'Malley attempted to fight through the pain, but his movements were increasingly compromised. Vera capitalized on the situation, unleashing a barrage of elbows and punches, forcing the referee to intervene and stop the fight. It was his first professional loss. The post-fight revelation of O'Malley's drop foot injury added a new layer of respect to his performance. Despite the setback, he maintained a positive attitude, documenting his recovery journey on social media and inspiring fans with his resilience. Fighting through such a debilitating injury showcased his immense heart and fighting spirit. His next fight was going to be another aspect of his compelling story. O'Malley faced Thomas Almeida on March 27, 2021 at UFC 260. During the first round, O'Malley dropped Almeida with a punch and walked away thinking that Almeida had been knocked unconscious. Surprisingly, Almeida recovered and the fight resumed. The rest of the round saw both fighters exchange cautious strikes, with O'Malley maintaining his distance and avoiding unnecessary risks. In the third round, O'Malley capitalized on Almeida's waning energy, landing a brutal left hook that sent him down to the ground, this time for good. This definitive second knockdown secured O'Malley the victory and a memorable knockout, reminding everyone of the Suga brand of excitement. This win marked a crucial comeback for O'Malley after his previous defeat, silencing doubters and showcasing his ability to learn and adapt. Sean O'Malley's journey against Raulian Paiva at UFC 269 was one of the sweetest revenges ever taken. In round one, O'Malley unleashed a lightning-fast left hook that caught Paiva flush on the chin, sending him reeling backward. O'Malley unleashed a barrage of precise punches, forcing the referee to intervene and stop the fight before further damage could be inflicted. This dominant victory acted as retribution for O'Malley's 2017 decision loss to Paiva. This proved his significant improvement and evolution as a fighter in UFC. O'Malley versus Paiva wasn't just a rematch, it was a statement. O'Malley faced former UFC bantamweight champion Peter Yan on October 22, 2022 at UFC 280. This fight was a clash of styles, personalities, and ultimately a controversial split decision that divided fans and media. In round one, O'Malley kept his distance, peppering Yan with sharp jabs and stinging leg kicks. Yan, unfazed, stalked forward, landing hard body shots and takedowns. The round ended with both fighters bloodied but unbowed. In round two, the tempo rose. O'Malley unleashed a spinning back fist that grazed Yan's chin. Yan responded with a takedown, grinding O'Malley against the canvas. The round was close, a tug of war for dominance. In round three, Yan's relentless pressure continued, but O'Malley landed cleaner shots. His speed and counterpunching kept him in the fight. The final horn blared, leaving the outcome shrouded in uncertainty. The verdict, a split decision. O'Malley's hand was raised, sparking immediate controversy. 25 out of 26 media outlets scored the fight for Yan, yet the judges saw it differently. O'Malley's controversial victory propelled him into the top 5 of the bantamweight rankings. Sometimes it happens in the game. Next, O'Malley faced Aljamain Sterling for the UFC Bantamweight Championship on August 19, 2023 at UFC 292. In round one, both fighters entered cautiously, with Sterling pressuring with takedown attempts and O'Malley utilizing his trademark footwork and jabs. O'Malley landed an electrifying right hand that puzzled Sterling. Sterling attempted to recover, but O'Malley pounced on the opportunity, throwing follow-up shots. The referee intervened to stop the fight, crowning O'Malley the new UFC bantamweight champion. His stunning victory sent shockwaves through the MMA world. He went from underdog to champion in a single devastating punch, silencing critics and solidifying his status as a true force in the division. His upcoming fight? It's ahead very soon. Before we continue, a quick pause. If you're gripped by the journey of Suga, smash that like button and hit subscribe for more stories from the world of combat sports. And hey, why not share this video with a friend who's just as captivated by the stories of these incredible athletes? Let's continue with the thundering saga of Sean Suga O'Malley. Suga is scheduled to rematch against Marlon Vera on March 9, 2024 at UFC 299. This highly anticipated clash promises redemption for both fighters, as they seek to settle the score after their controversial first encounter in 2020. The fight is expected to be a clash of styles, with O'Malley's unorthodox striking and footwork facing off against Vera's well-rounded skill set and aggressive pressure. Will O'Malley maintain his reign with an emphatic victory, or will Vera capture the championship in a thrilling upset? Your predictions? We would love to see these in the comments below. Suga spends more time in his training camp practicing hard to defend his title. With his friend and head coach Tim Welch, O'Malley co-hosts their podcast, The Timbo Sugar House. Here, they talk about MMA, share personal experiences, and give listeners a glimpse into the life of a rising UFC star. Ever had a glimpse of their famous podcast? O'Malley's lifestyle choices have also grabbed attention. After experimenting with a vegan diet, he shifted gears back to meat eating, demonstrating his willingness to adapt and find what works best for his body and performance. His advocacy for the legalization of marijuana showcases another layer of his personality. This reflects his belief in personal freedom and the potential benefits of cannabis, especially in the realm of athlete recovery and pain management. Sean's personal life is as unique and open as his fighting style. He's in an open relationship with his wife Dana, with whom he welcomed a daughter in late 2020. In a world where public figures frequently shield their personal lives, his openness offers a welcome and refreshing honesty. Sean O'Malley's legacy is still in the making, but it's clear that his impact goes beyond his athletic achievements. From his dynamic presence in the UFC to his ventures outside of fighting, O'Malley is shaping up to be a figure of influence in multiple arenas. His journey is a testament to the power of authenticity, resilience, and the pursuit of passions beyond one's primary career. As fans, we're not just witnessing the rise of a great fighter, but the evolution of a public figure unafraid to break molds and explore new territories. What are your thoughts on Sean O'Malley's multifaceted career and personal life choices? Let's hear from you. Thank you very much for choosing to spend your time with us today. Remember to come back next week to get all the best that the fighting world has to offer. See you in the next video.